I'm going to share my screen with you. And we are going to jump right into Desk. So with Desk, every time that we go into the system, I know there's like a Realogy site out there somewhere, but we always want to go into mycvdesk.com. So that's always the best way for us to get into Desk, get into this particular format. Again, I know there's another one out there. I don't find it as easy to use. And then we are going to jump right into CBX plus Moxie Present because we are in the 12-minute listing presentation. So what is that? How do I get to it? And how the heck do I use it? I will preface this with saying, I will send you an email with Chris McGatt's presentation. So Chris McGatt actually has a presentation where he will show you from an agent view or perspective of how to actually present this. What I'm going to show you is how to get into the system and access this so that you can utilize it for your listings. So the first thing when we come into Moxie, you're going to see I have lots and lots of pages. I teach this. I've had it for years. I don't tend to delete anything, so that's my bad. But the first thing that we want to do is go into create new. Very, very first thing that you want to do before you dive into that is just go into your account, make sure that your profile is robust, all of your contact information is there, you have a bio, all of the things that you need. That's something I can help you with if you need it. I also have some videos on that if you would like them as well. And then from there, we want to go to create new. So we've gone into create new, and for this sake, we're going to choose the seller presentation. So this is going to access the current or potential homes market value. It says CMA, but we don't have to include the CMA if we don't want to. So we're going to go ahead and continue. And from there, we have a few options. So I can choose my brokerage template or my template. So for this, I am going to choose the brokerage template. And I'm going to go down, and I apologize, I have like the entire country in here. So I usually go down to the bottom. It's easier for me to scroll up than scroll down. I always want to stop at Hawaii, and I can't do that. So here you'll see Mid-Atlantic. So we have a seller's presentation. We also have a pre-listing presentation. There we go. We have a platinum 12-minute listing presentation. We also have the gold, and I believe they're in a little bit of, and silver as well. I believe if you want to do bronze, they do have a one-page. So I will have to find out when we're going to have an actual 12-minute listing presentation for that as well. For this one, I'm going to go ahead and go with gold just because that's kind of in the middle. That way I don't look like I'm playing favorites. But you just determine what you prefer. And it's really good to determine for yourself as an agent which package you're going to use before you get there. I can guarantee you if you sit down with any seller and say, I have bronze, silver, gold, and platinum, the first thing they're going to ask you is which is the best one? And that's the one that they are going to ask for. Some agents like to use, I have one agent that uses gold for every single presentation. It doesn't matter the price point of the property unless it's a very large luxury. They might do platinum. I have some agents that do platinum for everything, some that do silver, and some that base it on the property's price. So maybe I'm going to do bronze for this much, or I'm going to do silver for this much. If it's over between this price and this price, I'm going to do gold, and anything over, I'm going to do platinum. Completely up to you how you determine which one you want to use. Once we find that, we're going to just go ahead and continue. And who is this being prepared for? So I'm just going to say Moxie class. And this would just be your client's name or the property address. And we want to make sure that we're toggling to Bright MLS. if you're not seeing Bright MLS here, that just means that your MLS number needs to be added into CB Homes admin. You can contact me, you can contact your SSA. We can also help you get that in there, and then Bright MLS will come up. Hold on one moment. Okay, sorry about that. Some noise coming down the hallway. We're just going to go ahead and create, and the little circle is going to come right up. It's going to pop up. It's going to automatically give us our main page. So prepared for, again, that's going to be my client's name or the property address. And then what I'm able to do is, if I want to include, let's say I just want to use these pages, I can skip this. I can totally skip ahead. This is not required. Or if I do want to include my CMA with this as well, I can copy the data from the MLS number. So you can see I've already done that before. So I'm going to go ahead and utilize that particular data, and I'm going to hit copy. So in copying that information, now it's going to autofill everything from the MLS. Now, I want to be very, very careful in doing that, because do I trust the agent that listed this before? I will give you a real world example. We had a listing, the listing sold, the assistant had input all of the information, and somehow no one discovered during the entire process that the listing said everything was electric and it was actually gas. So not sure how no one figured that out, but the buyer called afterwards and wanted to know why the listing said one thing, the property was another. So again, if somebody else has input that information, I'm going to go through with a fine-tooth comb, make sure it's correct. You can go through and make sure that the subdivision is correct, the community. I am not a fan, and again, up to you. I do not put schools in at any time. They can look that information up. Here's Harford County Public Schools. I can go through, I'm going to take out any outdated information. How many acreages. If you have square footage in there already and you click on acreage, it will automatically change your lot size. So it's just 0.22. Maybe I've talked to the client and I know that their square footage of their property is such and such. I can go through and double check anything here. So maybe they've added pergo floors, maybe they have a new roof, maybe it's an eat-in kitchen and it's remodeled. Again, this information isn't as necessarily. And then remarks. So this one was a coming soon. We can go in and add our own remarks. And anytime I go on a listing presentation, I always ask the seller ahead of time, before we meet, can you please tell me 3 things that you love about your property or your neighborhood? And I include those in my remarks. Just let them know that I am indeed listening to them. And they might pull out something that I'm not, maybe I don't know that it's close to a park with a public boat launch, or, maybe I don't know, oh, the kitchen is brand new, the appliances are brand new and the stove has actually never been used. Those are things I can add. And then I want to hit continue. And again, if you don't fill any of this information out, it's not necessary unless you're using the CMA portion of your listing presentation. You can also browse if you've rode by the house and taken a picture. If you want, you can use the MLS image as well, or replace with a default image so that it's not blank. So here it's giving me a default image. I can go ahead and hit the blue button to continue. And this is where I have 2 different options. I can go ahead and, so it's autofilled that property address for me. I can do my CMA right here in this tool. I can add the price, the beds, the baths. I can go through and filter based on my subject property, or what I always prefer to do just myself, I really want to do my CMA in the MLS. I just find it much easier. I can go in and I can add all of those MLS numbers. So I'm going to cheat the system just a bit here, and I'm going to add some of these MLS numbers, and you'll see what that is going to do. So of course, when we have a CMA, We're not just going to include all active or all sold or anything like that. The benefit of putting your CMA in this system, I've had several agents ask me, what is the point? It's just because although the properties themselves will never change, if I put in, Haverhill, Falconbridge, and Foster Knoll, those properties are always going to stay the same, but their status may change. So this is pending. Maybe 3 days from now when we open it, it's sold. Maybe this is active and 3 days from now, it's under contract. It's always going to update the status. So here you can see I'm only including 3 just for the sake of time. Your CMA most likely will have more. And I'm going to hit the search button. And I definitely mistyped one of these. My apologies. But you'll see, so we'll just pretend like we have 2 because I mistyped it. But here I have them. I can include all of them in my CMA if I would like to. It's going to show me the subject property and both of these properties on the map as well. And I can look at that a little further away if I need to. You can also go in for location. You can draw on the map. You do schools, radius, everything that you would do in the MLS, you can do in this system as well. Again, you do not need to include a CMA with this particular presentation, but if you wanted to, that is how you would add it into the presentation. We're going to hit continue. And then here we have a display order. Do I want them to display high price to low price, active to sold, sold to active? Again, it's completely up to you. You have full control over your marketing, and it's just going to have them here so you can kind of look through, when was it sold, when was it listed, what was the price, how many days was it on the market. So it really is quite interesting to see some of that data. And then continue. This is estimated pricing. This is also something that you're not required to use. You can, create a range if you would like to. If this is something that I'm taking with me and I'm presenting to someone, I might include this. If this is something I'm emailing ahead of time, I may just take it out. My remarks might be, I'm really interested in sitting with you and discussing the value of your property in person once I'm able to view the home, because again, I need to see it. And then again, if you don't want to use any of this, you can take this out because it's going to give you an average price based on the properties that you added. So if that was a true CMA, it would tell me that the house, based on the other sold comparables, is worth about $245,000. I don't know that's true because I didn't do a real CMA. But again, it's going to give me that data there that I can look at as an agent. And then it's going to incorporate that into my 12-minute listing presentation. So I did choose the gold presentation. What this is going to do now, the very first thing that I always do is I go to the view button and I look at the web version. I want to see exactly what my clients are going to see. I want to make sure that my narrative fits what I am presenting, and this is exactly how I want it to look before I get to the appointment. It's going to show that today is May 24th, and when we open this tomorrow, it's going to show May 25th, and any day we open it, it's going to be today's current date. You can, again, have your clients' names here or the property address. I usually do the clients' names because the property address is here again. I have my photo here. Yours will see Coldwell Banker, will say Coldwell Banker Realty and have your information on it. You can see here, because I do have a robust profile, everything is filled out in my account. It is going to come up here. I've relabeled it as my name just so they can get more information about me. If you don't choose to include this, it's not required. We're #1 nationwide. I just love this page. You don't have to include it, but I always say, why wouldn't you? Because we just look so great compared to everyone else. And especially in our area, some of the big heavy hitters are not even on the list. So that does speak volumes. Then we get right into it. Exclusive marketing gold. So this is exclusive property marketing. If you will notice, this does not have Listing Concierge stamped on it anywhere. And the reason for that is you guys can own your marketing. So as I'm presenting this to my sellers, I'm not telling them I use a program. I am not telling them that the cost of all the things that I am providing, that 72% of that's being paid by the company. Nope, they don't need to know that. All of this marketing is very expensive, and it's something that I am willing to put my money and my effort into before I ever get a paycheck. If I'm partnering with you to sell your house and I'm willing to pay for all of this marketing up front, how much more do you think I'm going to hustle to get this property sold? The other thing that I like to tell people, they ask me about the color. So my exclusive marketing, it may come up as bronze, it may come up as silver, gold, or platinum. I just tell them that's the fancy name that I give for my exclusive property marketing. I love gold. Gold is a great thing to have. So this is my gold program for their property. It's designed to attract attention, you know, showcase their distinctive qualities of their home, sell the home quickly for the best price. Really, the best marketing brings in the best buyer, and the best buyer has the best terms and the best price, because we know sometimes it's not about selling quickly. Sometimes it's not about the highest price. I'll have a seller that will sit down with somebody and take something that says, oh, we can live in the house for another month and a half and not have to pay rent back, but maybe the purchase price is a little bit lower. And that works better for us. So it's always about bringing in the best. It's going to give kind of a snapshot of what's up to come, what's up and coming. So we do get those 36 professional photos. We also give a virtual twilight photo. So I let people know I have a professional photographer that works for me. When they ask, professional photography, that sounds expensive. It is, but it's something that's included, in my commission. That's something that's a value that you bring to the table for them. Remember, it's about winning the listing, but it's also not negotiating that value that you bring and how much you're worth. And the reason we use professional photography is, let's be honest, the very first walkthrough that house is going to have, the very first appointment, it's going to be online. Over 95% of people start their search online. We want it to look the best. We want it to look better than all the other properties in the neighborhood. And honestly, I do not know too many people that take cell phone pictures anymore. So really, it is the industry standard. I'm also going to do property brochures. If for whatever reason you're not on board with property brochures, you're like, I don't need them, it's going to fly off the market, I don't know what I'm going to do with these things. Right now, Listing Concierge has the option for you to actually turn off the brochures and add 14 days of online marketing. If that is the case, you can come down here, you can click this X button here to remove this page entirely, or click here to remove this page entirely, and it will disappear out of this particular presentation. It'll still be in that original template. We can still go back in and add it if we need it, but this particular page we can take out if we don't want to utilize it. Excuse me. Or if you think that these brochures are wonderful, I do, you can leave this page in and let them know. If you have copies of your brochures, bring them with you. Let them touch them, feel them, use them to your advantage. I like to always suggest, I'm going to place an order and maybe use the 8x8. The next one I'm going to use the 11x17, which is this one here. Maybe the next one I'll use the flyer. I'm actually going to let them choose. So when I list your home, which of these brochures do you like the most, Mr. Seller? Which one do you prefer? Which one are we going to use? Now they're already picking out the brochure. In their mindset, they've already chosen you as their agent. A little bit of psychology there. Hopefully that will help. But it also is very impressive. They can see your marketing. Your website, your listing is going to have its own website. So it's going to let them know they do have a single property website. And by the way, I have a digital marketing team that's going to create this for you. I am a marketing person. I do real estate, but I know the market better than I know, the real estate market better than I know, like graphic design and marketing and how to build a website and all of that. So I have a digital marketing team that works for me that's going to do this for us. Is that expensive? It is. I'm already invested in selling your property. If we're going to do this, we're going to do it right. We're going to push it out. They're going to get their own website. That's something that they can share. And the benefit is that only your information is on this website, not any other agent at all. We're going to do some targeted online advertising, and I'm not just talking about social media. We are going to be on Facebook and Instagram because we know those are the two top social media in the world, two websites in the world, but we're also going to be online. So places like CNN, the Weather Channel, NBCSN, NBC Sports, HGTV. We're going to follow, what the algorithms say. We're going to look for buyers. We're not just looking. So those kids that are online, we're not looking for them. We are looking for buyers on social media and beyond. Now, we know as agents, this is really important because this is how we get leads. Really, that's where it's at. But this is how we're letting them know. We do send out an e-flyer to all of my personal and my professional contacts. Again, no stone unturned. I may have a professional contact that's looking for this type of property. Maybe my aunt's sister's babysitter is looking for this property. The more that we push it out, the more people are going to see it, the more traction we can get for that right buyer. Online promotion. So your property will have its own professional voiceover video that will go on the At Home in the Mid-Atlantic YouTube channel that is sponsored by Coldwell Banker Realty. If you have your own YouTube channel, again, we want to put it there. We're going to put it on our website. We're going to put it on social media. And somebody might say, well, who cares? This is really important, Mr. Seller, because YouTube is owned by Google. And we know that people Google more than they Bing, more than they Yahoo. People Google. Google kind of runs the world right now. And if they own YouTube and someone's searching, they're definitely going to serve up their YouTube video. So it just makes the property more searchable. And ultimately, we know as an agent, that just means that I am more discoverable online. We also have a silver envelope. So this is a really fancy trifold mailer. I'm going to, send it out to your neighborhood. We're going to get noticed. And also, as an agent, if you don't want to send it to the neighborhood, you can send it to anybody that you want to. We know direct mail works. Somebody often says to me, well, people open their mail over the trash can, but they still open their mail. And I've had several agents come to me personally and say, hey, I got to a listing presentation and my marketing was sitting on the coffee table. And I know that that's why they called me. Also that mobile brochure. So we're going to use satellite. We're going to use space and all the wonderful technology that's out there. Someone can drive by and text a code to a number. They're going to automatically get information about the property straight to their phone. As an agent, I know that's because I want that lead. It's going to come directly to my phone. I'm going to let the seller know that. I'm going to get that person's going to come right to my phone. I'm able to reach out to them while they're most excited about your property, find out if they're pre-approved and get them in the door. Don't be where, they've gone by, oh, honey, look, this is a beautiful property. And then we have to go to soccer practice and make dinner and do all the things. I'm going to reach out to them and remind them they want to come see this property. The exclusive property marketing. So we do have that professional tour, the slideshow with the narration. In addition to YouTube, we're able to push that out. I'm gonna put that on my website, which is where I do all of my marketing. I'm gonna give you the link, Mr. Seller. You can push that out to your friends, your family as well. I'm also gonna let all the area realtors know that your property has been listed. Again, no stone unturned. I don't want to chance the fact that they may or may not see it on the MLS. There's about 30,000 agents in my immediate area. If they work, if they live, if they serve that area, they are going to get your property in their email inbox so they cannot miss it. Internet marketing advantage. Again, we're on over 700 websites. So this is going to kind of let them know why they're marketing with you. The seller update, because we chose gold, everything that I'm telling you to do, I'm going to send you something to let you know that it was done, because communication is important. And it's also important to be accountable. If I'm going to tell you I'm going to do it, it's going to be done. I'm going to let you know that it was done. And then, of course, getting started. My goal as your agent, we're going to sit down. The property is one of a kind. We're going to make a custom plan. I'm going to give you proven, powerful personal service. We're going to obtain the best possible sales price and terms for your home. Again, the best, not the highest, but the best. And we're going to try to, definitely our goal is always to close the sale in a smooth and timely manner. So it goes through all of the different aspects of your listing concierge. Down here on the bottom, you'll see that it didn't give me any of those CMA pages. So if you decide that that is something you'd like to incorporate, you can click on add page. You can add page from the library. And that's where you can say, oh, here are some of the CMA pages. I want a listing location map. What is that going to look like? So here I have the properties. I have where they're located. People can click on them. They can go through and get the information about the property. If I want to add that, I can add that right here to my presentation. You can just go through and add any of the CMA pages that you prefer. And then you can always go back to pages here. You'll see I have another page in there now. If there's anything in here that you don't want to include, you can get rid of it if you want to. Like I got rid of the brochure page if that's not something I'm going to offer to that client. So that's how you do your 12-minute listing presentation. I also have a script. I will find that and I will email that out with the recording so that you also have a script to go with it. And that's basically the entire presentation. We do have it for the gold, the platinum, also the bronze, the silver. Just helps you kind of let people know what you're giving them. And again, I don't tell anybody that I have a program. You guys own this. This is something that you offer. Again, you have a marketing specialist, a professional photographer, you have a digital marketing team. They all work for you. And I bet they're very expensive. But I'm going to partner with you, Mr. Seller, to sell your home. And these are things that I'm already ready to invest in. Of course, I haven't been paid yet, but I'm investing in selling your property. If I've already made such a huge monetary investment, again, they don't need to know how much we've really paid for it. How much harder does this person now think that you're going to work? You're not going to recoup your money if you don't sell the property. So it's just a way of pushing yourself out there. Again, it's already created for you. Just a great way to share the program and share your marketing. With that, does anybody have any questions? Boy, everybody is quiet today. What about you, Ron? You're never quiet. Do you have any questions? You're muted. Sorry, I didn't mean to pick on you. You're looking for the microphone? Sorry, I didn't mean to pick on you. You can type in the chat too if anybody has any questions. Also, if you guys ever want to create one of these, if you want to do a CMA, I'll send you my address. If you want to do a CMA on a property you know nothing about, you want to incorporate it and you want to send it out to me, I will totally be your guinea pig. Feel free to do that. We can also do a one-on-one. We can dive into the presentation together. We do have longer presentations as well. They're not quite 12-minute, but you can also incorporate the 12-minute into them if you would so choose. But I do like this because it does give all of the elements so that I don't forget when I'm presenting. Oops, I didn't tell them about that dot signal writer. Oops, I forgot about the brochures. It gives you all of the information that you can present. And again, I do have a script as well, probably much better than mine. And I will also send you a video of Chris Magat. He does run through this as an agent would and does an actual presentation for you. And he's really, really good at it. He's always got me sold on it every time. So with that, we are at time. Does anybody have any questions? All righty. Well, I will leave you guys to it. Have fun, go in, dive in. Again, if you want to send me a presentation, even if it doesn't include a CMA, feel free to use me as your guinea pig. I'm always here to help, and have a little bit of fun with it. All right, guys, have a great day and stay safe.
Thanks, Angie.